serving Spanish rice with Scotch whiskey and French wine on ice to feel nice. Chinese chow mein serving in black whistling. English muffin when their son graduating. They just fry egg and call it Spanish omelette. And frying Irish potato with New Zealand butter instead. Hungarian goulash and Irish stew is what they prepare for lunch. They even go in Honolulu to drink a Hawaiian punch. Yet when they brew, they're more beyond cuckoo and drizzle callaloo. On their bone and tamarind ball, they don't see Africa at all. At all. Oh, no! At all. They're making yam and dash, it looks small, they don't see Africa at all. Black people running from their race. They own black music, they this. It's to see them dance the Vienna waltz and French ballet in their dance halls. They don't know the box bass and guitar comes from Africa. The merengue, mambo and rumba. Yet they know the origin of the Spanish tambourine and the Italian mandolin and violin. And hear them boast about the European piano, the clavichord, the lute and organ also. They just be glad to play the Yankee cornet, the Spanish castanet, the French horn, and the German clarinet. They're teaching their children that the Germans invented the saxophone. They know that Rome gave Scotland that fights while the bandola is Spain's own. Yet when they play jazz and calypso rhythms, samba and congo drums, or the flute and banjo in their dance hall, they don't see Africa at all. At all. At all. At all. Xylophone and harp does have them enthralled, still they don't see Africa at all. Hey! Hey! Down to my toe.
Whoever created the English language purposely misused the privilege. I blame whoever created the English language. They purposely misused the privilege by using the word black with a degrading twist. They made words to cause racial prejudice. Words like black look, black lie, black hat and blacklist, when they know these things don't exist. Oh yes, they're going on from since in the beginning. Through this language they spreading a false doctrine. Yes, they made up their language in such a way to belittle this black color every day, so that whenever you hear black you can feel glad. Black ball, black book, black mail, all them things bad. So they brainwashing my people by always associating black with evil. They had all them bad things is black they choose. They mean that anything with black is already accused. It's bad and must be treated with much abuse. So blackmail is money that you're paying in vain. A black eye is a thing that does cause you pain. And if they blackball you, throw yourself down in a drain, because you got a black stain. And so they're going on from since in the beginning. To this language they spreading a false doctrine. Yes, they made up their wordings in such a way to belittle my black color every day. They say a black cat is a bad man, so keep him away. Black market is when price too high to pay. How this nonsense does make me sad. You see, they're showing me that everything black is bad. Hey! Whoever created the English language purposely misused the privilege. I blame whoever created the English language. They purposely misused the privilege by using the word black with a degrading twist. They made words to cause racial prejudice. Words like black look, black lie, black hat and blacklist, when they know these things don't exist. Oh yes, they're going on from since in the beginning. Through this language they spreading a false doctrine. Yes, they made up their language in such a way to belittle this black color every day, so that whenever you hear black you can't feel glad. Black ball, black book, blackmail, all them things bad. So they brainwashing my people by always associating black with evil. They had all them other colors they could have used, but only when it comes to bad things is black they choose. They mean that anything with black is already accused. It's bad and must be treated with much abuse. So blackmail is money that you're paying in vain. A black eye is a thing that does cause you pain. And if they blackball you, throw yourself down in a drain, because you got a black stain. And so they're going on from since in the beginning. Through this language they spreading a false doctrine. Yes, they made up their wordings in such a way to belittle my black color every day. They say a black cat is a bad man, so keep him away. Black market is when price too high to pay. How this nonsense does make me sad. You see, they're showing me that everything black is bad. This street has so much influence on me that sometimes you just hear a local family say, this hard hair child more blacker than me, or this soft hair one have more color than she. Oh, me ain't going nowhere on a Black Friday. I might bounce with a black cat and lose me way. Well, this black name bad thing they keep stealing me is what breeds inferiority. But so we're going on from since in the beginning. It's them who made up phrases like black as sin, and a black sheep they say is a big disgrace. A black patch hides a bad eye upon your face. Black magic is opiate to kill you dead. A black jack is to hit you on top your head. The way they impressing my people, you're bound to believe every black man is a devil. I find it that we should be more exact. And when a white man do a bad deed, don't say it's black. If it's up a bomb and a whole multitude is slave, don't say it's a black, but call it a white day. For when you check back and compare the facts, all the bad things on this earth wasn't done by blacks. So it is high time we tell the powers that be, put a stop to this fallacy, because it's going on from since in the beginning, and my people can see what is happening. How they made up their language in such a way to belittle poor black people every day. So let we change up on the vocabulary and stop this nonsense immediately. Put an end to this policy, and that's the first step to racial equality.
I have racked my brain time and time again. The sages cannot explain I have racked my brain time and time again. Even the wise men cannot explain. Why, oh why, should the Negroes always be subjected to contempt and impunity? I am forced to believe there will never ever be racial equality. So tell me, because
I will like to know
why nobody in this whole wide world
doesn't like the Negro.
They say that England is the mother country, yes, I believe and still lock and chicken like a football kicking in a county called Notting Hill. You can read or hear all over the world, Negroes are tortured by heart and soul. Those who make us suffer, their minds are bent. So discrimination is prevalent in human atrocities that we always face. Take for instance that sad Jimmy Wilson case. But such satanic acts should never ever be in a land of democracy. So tell me, because
I would like to know
why nobody in this whole wide world
doesn't like the Negro.
Even in Africa, our forefathers' country, it is plain to see. But in London City, the white folks treat you
like a Good Friday fool.
All men were made equal, and that is true. There is no difference with me or you. From the dust we came, that is what we learn. And unto dust we must all return. Black or white, your color doesn't mean a thing. The fact is that we all are simply human beings. Just let nature take its course, and everyone will find a peaceful, contented mind. So tell me, because
I would like to know
why nobody in this whole wide world
doesn't like the Negro.
Now in America, that Uncle Sam country, riot in the place. Because in New York City, the white skin Yankee harassed the ignorant. Now is just the time for us to unite, to bring us victory and civil right. White folks look at us and treat us with scorn, and even question why we were born. I won't say to be selfish or vindictive, but hand in hand, we bound to be progressive. So be true to your race. To hell was who vex, no more inferiority complex. So tell me, because
I am not a fool.
Why my people must be treated as rubbish?
What somebody could do.
We know the scriptures must be fulfilled and the prophets came to explain. So don't care what they say. I know that someday
Ethiopia shall rise again.
University intelligently get your copy. You see, the letter A is not for apple. A is for argument, means squabble, and the letter B is for bubbly of both worry. The letter C is for confusion. D is for dotish politician. E is for every politician episode fouling up we land. Hurry, hurry. dictionary. Check me for your new political dictionary. They say bring a fairy godmother, some say a new administrator. A man went so far to say we need a new prime minister, but me a blaming Robbie entirely. Remember he met an empty treasury. That's why I walk into my monastery and compile this new dictionary. You see, the letter G is for if I had a gun, I'd run and shoot down racialism. H is quite easy, H is for too much hate in the party. I is for petty indifferences, J is for jackals and smart men places, K is for killing you mentally, L is for they should leave already. Hurry, hurry, put you slowly, get your copy. Check me for your new political dictionary. Hurry, hurry, put you slowly, get your copy. Check me for your new political dictionary. Oh, no! They say OPNM corrupted. Now they say they too damn high-handed. They have no faith. Just so they run and they form the Club 88. But while they jumping wrong like a monkey, they're doing nothing for the country. They make it stuck. I ain't pretend no more. Get your copy from the record store. The letter M they say is from Mickey Mouse, controlled by the Speaker of the House. Entrance some licks. Who say Nizam was into narcotics? O is for Johnny, O the big scam. P is for put it in the Swiss bank. Q is for question the drug report. R is for rush Nizam to the court. Hurry, hurry, put you slowly, get your copy. Check me for your new political dictionary. Hurry, hurry, put you slowly, get your copy. Check me for your new political dictionary. They making the populace suffer, and them pledge that they go do better. S for suffer bad, T is for trouble facing Trinidad. But we must stay strong and face the pressure. We who went and redden we finger. No need to go, next year night you will take your revenge on the voting ground. The letter U I say is for unity, that we lack so much in the party. V is for vision of gloom that I see here in this nation. W is for weird decisions they make. X is for extra them for heaven's sake. Y for yes, they should be like a child. Z is for zoom them into exile. Hurry, hurry, put you slowly, get your copy. Check me for your new political dictionary. Hurry, hurry, get you slowly, get your copy. Check me for your new political dictionary. Stay up Zimbabwe, stay up Zimbabwe, stay up Zimbabwe, stay up Zimbabwe. I know this fight won't be so easy, but you got to get rid of the enemy. If you don't get rid of the enemy shall get rid of thee. My people, you see, we have no choice, so Africans, hear my voice. Hey, hey, calling them Zulu, calling them Juju, shouting and Shanti, calling Matusi, in South Africa and Rhodesia. Let go run like water. Prepare my brother for the blood. Remember, brother, let the blood and water. Stay up Zimbabwe. Stay up Zimbabwe. Stay up Zimbabwe. I heard they talk that America supporting white South Africa. But if we have to walk voodoo, my people shouting you. From the drums and some of the witch doctors to deal with those weird characters. Hey, calling them Zulu, calling them Juju, shouting and shanty, calling what you see in South Africa, Rhodesia. Prepare my brother for the bloody river. Just remember, brother, bloody blood and water. Stay up Zimbabwe, stay up Zimbabwe, stay up Zimbabwe, stay up Zimbabwe.
One shot for murder. One to bury, one to hang. It's two black men gone. Leaving some wild and some children in this world to mourn. They say discussing is just wasting time. They rather to go home and bring a dime. And they telling me if I wait and see one day all black people will be happy.
This is News Pulse 901 to 1 p.m., bringing you the latest in news, sports, culture and more in just 60 seconds. In the headlines.
Good afternoon, I'm Kerwin Borny and welcome to Wack 901 FM News Pulse update to 1 p.m. The Ministry of Rural Development and Local Government has launched an island-wide mosquito control program. A 32-year-old police officer from Diego Martin was shot in Barataria during a robbery attempt last night. The Ministry of Education has announced the academic calendar for the school year 2024 to 2025. Regionally, the 47th Conference of Heads of Government of the Caribbean Community says it is gravely concerned about the humanitarian situation in Cuba resulting from the 62-year-old embargo wrongfully imposed on the people and government of the Caribbean nation by the United States of America. Internationally, hundreds of firefighters backed up by water bomber aircraft sought to contain two wildfires that have raged since Tuesday in eastern Spain, and much of the rest of the country is on red alert for heat and fires. And that's a look at Wack 901 FM News Pulse update to 1 p.m. Join us at 2 p.m. for another update on Wack 90.1 FM.
Panasonic Steel Orchestra and the 2024 Steel Band Music Program graduates present A Love Team, A Matter of the Heart, on Saturday, August 17th from 7 p.m. at the Napriwa Bowl, San Fernando. Come out and enjoy performances by Marklon Byron, Nicholas Lucas, Patrice Richardson, Joshua Hines, and the 2024 Panorama Champs from Holy Faith Convent, Pinal, together with the Panasonic Connection Steel Orchestra. Tickets are $225 at the Naprima Bowl box office, Ateliers by the Park, and from the band members, Altia at 380-9784 and Wade 730-7075. Don't miss the Love's Team, A Matter of the Heart, on August 17th at 7 p.m. See you there. Get ready, get ready, get ready for the ultimate Labor Day line with Watt 90.1 FM. It's day one. Day one. Join us Sunday, September 1st from 4 p.m. till 12 midnight at 1270 E 98th Street, Brooklyn, New York. It's going to be an electrifying night featuring the legendary Ricky Jai, the dynamic Anselm Douglas, and the vibrant Posa, joined by the energetic Kenji of Universal Young Gun. Don't miss the Dotish Hour with Kenny and Desmond. They are bringing the vibes like never before. Tickets are $40 at the door, you pay more. They're selling fast. For tickets, call Dancer Boy at 917-753-3123, Batu at 347-245-6339, Cheryl at 347-232-9596, and the Wack office in Trinidad at 868-652-9774. Day one, Labor Day line. It's day one. Day one, Sunday, September 1st. We'll be there since day one.
Attention, steel band lovers. Get ready for a night of musical excellence. The Trinidad and Tobago National Steel Band Music Festival 2024, it's here. And it's time for the Pan Trinbago South Central Region Preliminary. Join us on Wednesday, August 7th from 6 p.m. at the Naprima Bowl Auditorium, Paradise Pasture, San Fernando, for an unforgettable evening of adjudication for ensembles and orchestras. Witness the stunning performances from talented ensembles like Golden Hands, Cadenza, Londonville Claytones, and that's not all. Enjoy the incredible sounds of orchestras like TNTech Tropical Angel Harps, Pan Elders, and NGC Cuva Joylanders. Get your tickets at the South Central office located at 9B Dennis Sprangalang Hall Street, San Fernando, or grab them at the venue on the day of the event. Admission is only $50. For more information, call 227-6650. Don't miss out on the Trinidad and Tobago National Steel Pan Music Festival 2024, where steel pan truly is more beautiful.
Hey folks, ever thought of getting the word out about your business without burning a hole in your wallet? Well, here's your chance. Just for you, during the months of July and August, take advantage of our morning and evening advertising slots. It's prime time and your potential customers are all ears. That's right. Whether you're driving to work or heading home, your ad will be right there with them, spreading the word and building your brand. And the best part, it's super cost effective. Reach thousands of listeners without stretching your budget. It's a no-brainer. It's affordable, effective, and just what your business needs to boost its profile. Make the smart move with Wack 90.1 FM July-August ad sale with unbeatable rates. Hurry up, give us a call today. Don't miss out. Wack 90.1 FM July-August ad sale. We're your partners in prime time advertising. Contact us now at 868-652-9774 or email wack901fm@gmail.com.
Was free. I'll never turn away from my country. Ungratefulness, it was an obvious. So don't down the bridge you once crossed. At some moment of darkness, CNC was a candlelight. franchise all over the world. From discovering toys through an expressive desire. The steel pan came first, then the science to export it. Everybody wants a pass away. Our carnival building economies. Not everyone can see we blessed beyond measure. Only when we show one another man foot, then and there we know. At some moment of darkness, TNC was a candlelight. And when this life is over, there's one place I know, Trinidad, my country. No other place could feel like home. My country, Trinidad is home. Land of my birth. Let we build back, see and see. With love and integrity. Let we stand up in unity. With a grateful mentality in society. Hey, oh, here is home, here is home, here is home. No man on earth is an island. You have to start somewhere to reach somewhere. If you didn't have a home, then you wouldn't have a future. No one did it on their own. There was some help somewhere. Everybody wants a blessed nation. But how many of us is a blessing? It's not just a word we know as culture, but a burning flame ignited by love. At some moment of darkness, CNC was a candlelight. And when this life is over, there's one place I know, Trinidad, my country. No other place could feel like home. My country, Trinidad is home. The land of my birth. Let we build back, see and see. With love and integrity. Let we stand up in unity. With a grateful mentality in society. Hey, oh, here is home, here is home, here is home.
That's right, that's right. Good afternoon, right? Yeah. Good afternoon. Right. It's your day. It's my day. It's every day. Thank you very much, Damien. Oh yeah. What's the time? 14 minutes after 1. How we get so late? We get late. Alright. It get late. Well, it's late. Not too late, but late enough. Late enough, right? Eve of African Emancipation Day. Yeah, boy. The day before, I heard they say when black people were freed from slavery. So, yeah, right. Back in the early days, this the 1st of August used to be Discovery Day. Like the day they say Christopher Columbus discovered Trinidad. Right, so that happened, and all year we celebrated Discovery Day. And then I don't know how it happened, but Emancipation Day came in, and we get rid of Discovery Day. So I don't know if Christopher Columbus didn't discover Trinidad. Who discovered Tobago? How Trinidad and Tobago became one? Columbus? Did you discover Tobago also, or you just discovered Trinidad alone? I wonder. But Trinidad and Tobago is one, right? Okay. How it happened? When it happened? I don't know. But it happened, right? Trinidad and Tobago. Okay. Who discovered Tobago? We only hear this Columbus discovered Trinidad, but who discovered Tobago? Alright. And when he came here, who he found? There are no Africans here. Columbus, when he came, any Africans were here? There are none? Oh. Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, David. Long time. I see you still with your cantankerous behavior.
Yeah, 2 days ago, my mind run on you and I was about to shout you out because I hear you for such a long time, girl.
Yes, since Lent.
That's a long time, girl.
Yes, that was my fast for Lent, not to call into work, and it just continued.
Well, you did well.
But David, as you're well aware, Tobago was known as the Isle of Contention because many people, Europeans, discovered it for themselves while there were native people living on the island. You know, the Dutch, the French, the this, the that, the other, all discovered Tobago long before the British did. And then they joined us together, the hip in the late 1800s. And I think Tobagonians still feeling about that, even though they weren't born in the late 1800s. Since they were independent, long before we were. Having their own, assembly, long before we had ours. So, that's the story of Trinidad and Tobago.
So that's why they had so many owners? But how they had so many owners and they had more owners than us?
I think location. We are far south. We are near Barbados, near Grenada, near everything, so, yeah, so location.
So, you have the African outfit for tomorrow, right?
Yes, and I have started wearing African outfits other days than Emancipation Day because I find it, I didn't like the costume effect of it, as though you're wearing a costume for one day.
Yeah.
So I made sure I went to the village and I buy a couple. I need a couple more, but these things are costly.
Yeah.
Very costly.
But at least you make a start.
Yes, I made a start.
Nice.
David, have a blessed one and keep being cantankerous.
Nice hearing from you, Miguel.
Bye-bye.
All right. Nice. All right, so that's how it happened. Okay. So we have all that happen. And then, well, we celebrated now Freedom Day. So maybe when Columbus came, I don't know if he freed us from anybody. Because, I mean, who were here when he came? They say, chicken and the brewery. Chicken and the brewery. Right, chicken and the brewery. All right. Like the Arawak and Carib. Okay. But we only hear about the first people now. Who are the first people? The first people are the Carib. So I don't know who are the Arawaks. Because I heard the Arawak were people who were here, right? And Carib. Okay. So apparently they taught all the Arawak, they taught all the chicken. So they're just drinking Carib now. So it's just Carib around. And the first people it looked like, alright. Okay. And then I don't know where the slavery. I don't know if slavery was in Trinidad. I don't know if we had slavery here. Right? I don't know if we had slavery here. I know people came here on boats. I don't know if it's boat or ship, but it's boat. They came here on boat many years ago. All right, so they came. All right, just now, boy. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Matthews, and I have to say welcome back because it's been a while since I called.
You too, boy. You too. Thank God for African Emancipation Day. You and the caller before happen to find the radio station again.
Always looked on I'm in school, and if I pass this test, the professor who does cybersecurity tell me check him out. So I might end up taking a course in that as well. But I have other things that are involved with in the community and thing, man.
Right. So are you an African?
Right.
Are you an African?
Of course.
How do you know that? How you know you're an African?
Because Africa was the birthplace of humanity.
So how you become an African?
Because that is where the first humans were born.
Where were you born?
In sweet Trinidad and Tobago.
And how you are an African?
You know how many Italians I know who never been to Italy? They weren't even born in Italy. But they claim to be Italians.
But if you were born in Trinidad, Trinidad, then you're a Trinidadian.
I'm a child of Trinidad. I'm a citizen of the universe.
Okay. Okay. A citizen of the universe.
All right. Look at. I guess you were born in Port of St. John Hospital, right?
In Trinidad.
Right. But the thing is, you're born in the city. So do you call yourself a Port of Spaniard?
No.
Or a Port of Spanish?
No, I was born in Trinidad.
Anyway, one group of people that seldom appears in our history books are the Tainos, who were the largest population in the Caribbean.
The who?
Tainos.
Tainos?
T-A-I-N-O-S. Right? They were the largest population.
When?
But you see,
before Christ?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. No.
Because artifacts which have been excavated from the Caribbean, right, show that there were man-made pottery and stuff that dates back about 20,000 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know that is something for people to say, yeah, that's a madman calling up again. So all you could do is talk about madness, right? But you see, when you don't understand your history, and somebody else comes along and tells you what your history is, and you have no other sources to confirm it because you don't know where to go and find it, you believe what you're being told. We were raised, Christopher Columbus discovered Trinidad, right? Tobago was basically handed over to Trinidad as to make a twin island nation by the British, right? So anyway, getting away from that. When other people come and tell you what is supposed to be your history, and you have no other sources to confirm or deny, you go with that. No. If I came by you, if you invite me by your house, right? I eat your food, you say, yeah, no, man, We have extra room there. Spend the night now. I said, all right. So I spend the night. When I wake up in the morning, could I come and tell you that your house belongs to me because I discovered the house?
No.
Well, how could this so-called murderer, butcher, rapist, thief, known as Christopher Columbus, he was incarcerated by the King and Queen of Spain for all the atrocities that he committed here in the Caribbean. They don't talk about that. They will teach you that, but when they teach it to you, it's as though, even though he did all these great things, they still put him in jail. But they don't tell you why they put him in jail. They wouldn't tell you that he in some instances, he wiped out up to 90% of the population of the land in the Caribbean. They wouldn't tell you that in school.
Mm-hmm.
And it's documented. If you read Dr. Williams' books and things, you can get that.
Okay.
If you go into libraries or museums, you will find that kind of thing. But if all we want to do is party, right? Bacchanal, set, right? When is the last time the majority of people in the Caribbean went to a museum?
I don't know.
All right. So if you would rather drown yourself in liquor and smoke and woman or man, how you expect to know anything? And then when the people that you expect now to teach you don't teach you what they're supposed to teach you because they don't want you to know, how will you know?
Because I don't want to know, maybe. If I don't want to know, if I'm not interested, then I wouldn't pursue it.
All right.
But then we celebrate a day tomorrow, and how much information is available on this day?
And that's the whole thing. The information is out there. The thing is, we just don't know where to go and get it. And sometimes even when we go there, we're only getting a limited supply of information because that is the only place we know to go when there are other places that we would not know to go and dig it up.
What's your race? What's your race?
What?
What's your race?
When they were looking for a school superintendent here a few months ago, and they were vetting the candidates, right? The committee went to different parts of the community saying, okay, this is what we've done, so we would like to hear what you have to say. When I asked them, the committee that is deciding on who should be the school superintendent, when I asked some simple questions like, where did the Greeks learn philosophy? Do you teach that they learned philosophy in Ethiopia and in Egypt, which is on the northern part of Africa? No, they don't do that in school.
Okay.
You're teaching the children about you're teaching students about the greatest philosophers who's supposed to come out of Greece. But they had to leave Greece and go into Africa, learn what they learned, and then go back to Greece. And when they start teaching the Greeks and them now, the government didn't like it. They arrest them, they try them, they convict them, they sentence them to death. Some were poisoned when incarcerated, and others, their students, get them to escape. Hence, they were able to write the document stuff.
Why that happened? Why that happened? They were too slippery. I only asking. I don't know.
Maybe there's eaten out of swordfish.
But it's Greece, right? It's Greece, right? It's Greece.
Yes, all right. There you go.
Okay.
There you go. Right.
Okay.
So like when they say Hippocrates, right? It's supposed to be the father of medicine. But Hippocrates is one of the people that went to Egypt and Ethiopia as apprenticeships as apprentices, in order to learn what the Ethiopians and the Egyptians were practicing for millennia, thousands of years.
How long now you learned that? How long now you obtained this information?
This was back in the late 1970s, 70s, early 80s.
And what you did with it before today? Did you ever put it to use?
Yeah, I passed it on for about 20 years or so prior to retiring up here. in two after-school programs. One is the Beacon program out in Brooklyn, and the other one, well, everybody know about Cecily Flyers. They had a Saturday program. I used to go there for several years.
Okay.
And was teaching children from 6 in the same class. And some of those 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds, 8-year-olds were asking the most profound questions.
Okay.
So there was another school up in Harlem where we established, where we increased the size of that after-school program. And that after-school program is something that the former, may he rest in peace, Mayor Dinkins established, known as the Beacon program. And, when I went, as a matter of fact, we part of what I was able to do there was reboot the computer courses, whereby people didn't know about the courses. I put it out on Tony Brown's show on WLIB. Next thing you know, those empty classes had something like the first time we started putting it out there. They went from empty classes to waiting list of about 6 months. And then they end up with an 18-month waiting list. Because one of the reasons why it became that popular too is because that Beacon program used to have a summer jobs program for the young people. And that program, that program was operating out of 40 middle schools, what we call junior high schools.
Okay. Well, that's cool. You're proud to be an African, right?
I have no choice.
Okay.
And look at something that people don't know, eh? And people will say, there's a real madman talking all this stupidness. The reason why white people are white, the reason why people who don't have dark skin like we do, is not because they are of a different pigmentation,
What it is?
It is because they lack melanin. They lack melatonin because melatonin generates the melanin, and the melanin is what gives you that color. And that color is supposed to protect you from cancer and stuff. It's like a barrier to the sun. But we end up with cancer and things because we start eating Western foods. But when I was growing up, I must hear about somebody dying of cancer maybe twice in their life as a youth.
You say we start eating, you say we end up with cancer because we start eating Western food?
Yes.
What is Western food? Where's the Western food? Where's Western food?
The hamburgers, the French fries.
Okay. Okay. So that's what caused it. Okay.
That contributed to it because we all have cancer cells in our bodies, right? But our bodies know how to keep it under control. But when we start using a diet now that will activate these cells, that's how we end up getting cancer and things. And the more garbage food that we eat, the greater the chances are that we'll end up with cancer.
And
then when we start drinking and smoking and all this kind of thing.
African put up a better resistance to it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So you are an African?
I'm proud of it.
Okay, all right, okay.
You see, I don't wear no kind of jewelry,
Why?
Because you see them all in gold and diamond and things, everybody flashing around like they have money and all this kind of thing. They ever check out to see the exploitation of the Africans that go into mining that gold that they have around their neck, or the diamond earring that they wear on their hand or in the ears? They ever check to see the torturous ways that Africans utilize to dig that gold? And when that gold comes out of the ground, the Europeans and them are the ones that are benefiting from selling that gold while the Africans who digging it out of the ground starving. They didn't even have indoor plumbing. They're still using outhouses. They didn't even have water running to the house. They have bad roads. All them billions of dollars, trillions of dollars coming out of the soil of Africa, being exploited by people who come in and conquer, like when Christopher Columbus come down and say he discovered the Caribbean and all this kind of stupidness. He was looking for India, and when he hit up in the Caribbean, he called it the West Indies. He was so far off from India. Come on, man. You know, you see, when like I say, right now, it has peaceful revolutions going on the continent. All right? These new leaders say, look, we don't have to be killing one another. And I'm saying it's across Africa. I'm talking about the ones who are conscious and are now taking over. And they are starting to show the example that we could get control of our land. You see, these people have been exploiting us for like well over 400 years. Maybe, when you think about it, it's more like 800 years. Because you're talking about the 1600s, 1400s and things, right? You see the people and them that have been exploiting us for all this time, having given us arms and munitions the same way they're doing in Sweet Auntie. Where all them arms and ammunitions coming from? You have any gun manufacturing facilities in the Caribbean? But how come all these guns ending up there? Who bringing in all these guns? Why they making it available mainly to the black people who will turn on and use that same weapon to go and kill another black person? And if one person who is not black get killed, is up for any nation, they could go and kill out your brothers and your sisters. And then you're talking about demand. Who getting all them guns? Where you getting them bullets from? How they coming into the nation? And a lot of it is coming through the nation legally. And that is what has been reported in Parliament and in the Senate. They're showing you the millions of bullets that's been coming in, the thousands of guns that's been coming in legally.
Who making the guns? Who producing it?
Most of them coming from America.
And who are the manufacturers?
People in America. Let me see. Smith & Wesson is one of them. It are different gun manufacturers. As a matter of fact, which part I live up here. It have a Smith & Wesson about 10 minutes drive from here.
Are they Africans? Are they African?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Anyway, look, I'm talking too much.
Yeah.
I appreciate the time. And keep on the excellent show, and I know you're going to get cussed.
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
See, when you're bringing information to people, they rather talk about all kind of stupidness. They rather talk about bacchanal. And then when you see things happening, they want to know why things happening and things. But if we don't have these kind of conversations with our children and our elders who could tell us more than we know, we disregard our elders. We look at them like they know nothing, they're in new age and all this kind of thing, and we disrespect the elders. And then with the children now, we let them grow up their own way. And then when they go wayward and start shooting and killing and raping and doing all this kind of stupidness, then we want the government to come in and step in and do something about it now. Do something. Yeah, but what did you do in your home to make sure that those children don't grow up with that vicious mentality?
I'll find out.
Were you a responsible parent or household that made sure that your children were brought up in the right way? People talk about the school, the Bible, with bring up a child in your way, and they wouldn't stray from it and everything else. But if the children and them killing people, and if you raise them, who to blame?
I'll find out.
All right, thank you, sir. Have a great day.
Okay, man. Thanks. Hi, good afternoon.
David, it's just first time for you to go. He take up all the whole show, talking rubbish. You not know any house to do? My goodness. When you go kneel and say some prayers and God help Africa. All he knows who are lecturing and who are this, who are that. Go and help them. You're living in America long enough. My goodness. He's a pest.
Okay.
Yes, my dear.
Yes.
Have a good evening.
All right, thanks. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Matthews. I want to know, are you having speak out after speak long?
Maybe a combination. I don't know.
Woosah, woosah.
Oh, maybe a
But then again,
combination.
everybody have their own way of calming whatever shoes, you know. So
Well, he had
okay,
plenty to say.
you're it. You're that calming. You're not the punching bag, but you know you just allowed people to vent.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yes.
So again, you're showing a bit. You see, you're so patient. You're so kind. You're so sweet. You're so. Oh gosh.
Oh,
all right. Bye.
Thank you. All right, Miguel. Thanks. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Mr. David Matthews.
Hi, good afternoon to you. Are
Good
you?
afternoon to Wack, faithful listeners.
Yes, Madam
I
Africa.
would like to wish the entire black community, and by extension Trinidad and Tobago, a happy Emancipation Day. And because today is Request Wednesday, can I request some real powerful Ella Andel, please? And thank you. Some real rhythm to kind of psych you up for tomorrow now. You know? So we could get some real music, some soul-filling music, please. And thank you. I don't know if you haven't speak out today. I just coming inside.
Oh.
But I would love to hear some real rhythm. Give me some Black Stallion. Wake up with soul this afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you.
And happy emancipation.
Thank you.
Yes, my dear.
Yeah. Hi, good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon, David.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
I think sometimes your neutrality there's work against us, you know. So your calm, neutral behavior and the way you host and stuff, there's work against us, you know. Because you see that lady who called after Madman. She should be called Mad Woman. Yeah, I mean because it speak out. The host controls. He can press the button and hang up on you. He can tell you, hey, it's time enough. The host controls the show. So why are you cussing the guy out? The guy, anything that he said, can you refute it? There's nothing he said you can refute. That's what it's about. He's speaking out. That's what you call. That's your contribution to curse him. And you're a senior lady. Come on. And then he said we disrespect the senior people and we don't listen to the senior people. How we don't listen to that? How we don't listen to that lady who called after him? She has no respect for herself. Respect the man. Call and you make a contribution that can help somebody now with your age. That's your contribution? I am sorry that I had to call and make this contribution about this. Come on, man. Respect people. Respect other people's opinion. That's his opinion. And in my view, most of what he said is accurate. All right?
Yes.
Bless up.
Thank you, sir. All right. Good afternoon to you.
David,
Yes,
what
sir.
the lady called for, it was not the content of the talk, was the duration, the time. The gentleman who now called, that is what the woman was unpleased. She wasn't pleased about the time, the amount of time the man take up. Thank you.
Thank you. So it's the day. I don't know if anybody went up to the village yet. The village Umwale village. Anybody went up there yet in the Queen's Park Savannah? Anybody went up yet to see what's happening out there? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Matthew.
Hi.
I'm okay, but how are you?
Everything is great for now.
Oh, that's good.
I think either the wind or the fan is blowing into your phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am not of African descent, but I'd like to wish all Africans happy emancipation. I'd just like to say one thing about the caller who spoke a little lengthy. I think he had some good contribution to make. And we should appreciate it as listeners and as callers. Give everybody a fair chance. And if there's anybody to cut it short, you are the person. And if you didn't do that, I don't think people should complain about it.
Right.
Okay?
Yes.
Have a blessed day, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Right.
much.
Yes, man. All right. That's great. That's great. It's all about dissemination of information, right? It's all about that, right? Speak out.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon to you.
Happy emancipation. to all
African.
Africans.
Put African in front. African
emancipation.
Good.
Right? And I agree with the callers on them saying, the woman was disrespectful. I find so she was disrespectful. And it's up to you to cut off or to say it is enough. Not to be outside here. You're giving everybody their fair chance to speak. And I find it was very educational what the man was talking about. And we really, from our home, if we don't train with children, this is how they go in. And that's what the man was talking about. So maybe it fall in her yard, we don't know. Right?
Oh, all right.
Have a blessed evening and enjoy our emancipation, African Emancipation Day.
Beautiful. Thank you. That's right. African Emancipation Day for the first one is tomorrow. Before it was just Emancipation Day, and the Prime Minister renamed it the African Emancipation Day. So this is the first commemoration of that. And there's activity going on out there in the Queen's Park Savannah. They named that the Lejo Moale. Things going on out there. I don't know if anybody went up there and taken the action as yet. Good afternoon.
David Goody. Long time I call, man. This guy like Jones.
Yeah.
Happy Emancipation Day. Where you ever going on now? I just take that nice. That is a big day for me. I done went and buy my little thing for the morning. New boots. Never right there. Plan. I go take my little drink and thing and so on. Why they want to ask you?
What?
This, we look at a lot of CNN, so this war is a terrible war, I don't know, man. I don't want to go to that change quality, question and so on and whatever. But this war is a brutal war with the intelligence. I'm studying how the president will handle it. I think she has men wrong, she like George Bush and them, because she's going into presidency, where she might win with a terrible attitude, and she had a for Johnson and Madam American go be able to answer that because I think America is probably Israel kind of controlling. Anyhow, that's all I can say. And enjoy it.
Okay, man, thanks. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Admiral David. How are you, sir?
You're calling from a foreign number. You get put out.
I'm in Brooklyn by Madonna. Well, before I make my contribution, David, I want to thank you and I want to thank the people at Wack and you who is in land, Hamid Last Commander, Antipassi, all these people. They treated me royally. David. And the old people, when you catch a cold, you must go blow your nose. I think I caught a cold in South.
No, we don't want to come back down here. No. Don't come down here to blow your nose. Don't come here to blow your nose.
I hope I have a lot of snotting when I come back too. So I could blow too long. Anyhow, David.
Yes.
The irony is that you're asking, what makes you an African? Why you think you're born in Trinidad and you're still an African? Okay? And here it is, we're descending into name calling and bacchanal. That's the irony. Right. On the eve of emancipation, African Emancipation Day, we're talking about what makes us an African. And here it is we arguing
Well, I still
about
want to know.
what makes it up.
I still want
Okay?
to know. I don't know.
It's a very good question because, a lot of us do not claim our African ancestry. And like Madman said, as mad as he may be, an Italian will always be an Italian. Chinaman will always be it doesn't matter what part of the world you are. An Indian, Suriname, Ghana, Guyana, will be an Indian. It has nothing to do where he was born. He overrides that with his nationality. Okay?
So who are you? Who are you?
I'm an African. When they give me my immigration form to fill out, it's asking for your nationality, not your race. It didn't ask you for my race. It's asking for my nationality, and I put Trinidadian. Okay? And in that respect, if I want to say my true nationality, I'm African. That's my nationality. But you see, a lot of us don't claim that because to us, it does not have benefit in it. If it was benefit to say, look, I'm a Chinese, we'd probably say I'm Chinese.
Yeah.
And we feel, and that's the part about it, because we feel our Africanness is at an advantage in the world.
Oh.
You see, and that's what we as people have to change. You see, but not too many of us accepting that, our Africanness. Like I said, I was reading this book, God is not a Christian. And just want to say, this guy, Socrates, he say, I am. I think, therefore I am. Okay? He said he thinks, therefore he is. So if you don't think, I guess, the Africans say, I am because of the people around me. I am because I connected the people. That's how our existence comes to being. Because of the people we connect with.
You say
okay,
I
and not
am?
because I am.
Oh.
Yes. Socrates said, I am, I think, therefore I am. No. Because we have a whole lot of whole thing. Does that mean they don't exist? Okay? So let's focus on trying to make this a healthy discussion, why we think we Africans or why we think we shouldn't identify with Africa. Okay, sir?
So wait,
how about that one?
Wait, I wanna find out one thing from you.
Yes, sir.
How long now you know you're an African?
How long now I know I was an African?
Yeah.
Another good question. Because we didn't see, there was a time just like how we couldn't do things, or like the Baptist religion, and we couldn't do things. It was stifled. I mean, could you imagine when I was in school, 75, 70 years ago, we talked about Africa, they would laugh us out of class, they would put us out. That's how they put out people now because they hear words. But when you go into it and you get your own knowledge and you realize, listen, this is what they do, this is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay? If you read about Ghana, they'll tell you Ghana is crime-ridden. I went to Ghana and I walked through the bush with a torchlight in the night. Okay? And the passing ladies going and coming. Okay?
Yeah.
So, see, again, if somebody writes your history, okay? Don't expect them to write of you very complimentary. Okay?
Right.
Yes.
All right.
All right?
Okay, African. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right.
All right. Oh, okay. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Matthew.
Yes. Are you an African?
I am proud African.
Okay.
Also proud Trinidadian by nationality.
Oh, by
So
nationality.
Yes, I'm echoing the sentiments of Dancer Boy.
Oh.
And the other two would have been bringing those kinds of contributions. Right? Now, I heard you ask the question, what makes you African, right?
Yeah.
In this multicultural, multi-ethnic society of Trinidad and Tobago, I'm not talking about the wider world, just Trinidad and Tobago. We have the Chinese people who are born here, right? But they will proudly say they belong to the Chinese Association. You have East Indian people who are born here and they will proudly say that they are part of the East Indian diaspora. Why should I be ashamed to say that I am part of the African diaspora when it is proven heavily that because of the slave trade, every one of us has been birthed out of that through African people being bought here.
Well, you see, this is where the problem comes in. We never grew up with that kind of information.
Because, Mr. Matthews, we've been stripped of our identity over and over and over again. And if I'm not mistaken, in olden days, when a king conquers another kingdom, the first thing he does is to burn the books of their history and teach them or indoctrinate them into his traditions. Right?
A new beginning.
And we could go very, very deep. Because I often ask the question, and I know I will get licks for this. Before the Christian God, there was who? Reason why I ask that is because my ancestors in Africa, in the tribal villages, they never worshipped the Christian God. Yet still they were afforded fertility, bountiful harvest. When they go to war, they were protected. When they wanted to have marriages, they were not being married, or they did not have Christian marriage style traditions. Yet still some entity oversaw them and allowed Africa to be one of the biggest populated nations and mineral-rich nations in the world. And that has nothing to do with Christianity. But we will say Christian God allows Africa what it has benefited thus far. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
I hope you understand, and I know I go get my licks and I'm taking my licks.
No, well, I want to ask another question. You say you're an African, right?
Yes, I identify as such.
Before you were an African, what were you, or who were you?
Well, I was just identifying as a Trinidadian because, again, that's what the education system from kindergarten right up in my neck of the woods taught me. I'm Trinidadian, so be proud of it. Don't study anything else. But when I became an adult and I realized that Chinese children being born here could call themselves Chinese, Caucasian children being born here could call themselves Caucasian, I was fighting to identify myself as African. To my own peers, I was ridiculed.
I wanted to think, and if you come up with the answer, call me back. Before you know that you are an African, who or what were you? Think about it and call me back.
No problem.
There is an answer.
Maybe you might be able to tell me, but I go think about it.
I know the answer. That's why I ask.
Well, I go tell you a human being.
When you were born, you came out as that. You came out as that. But before you knew you were an African, who were you?
I will think about it and call you back. I really have to think. You're going to say, I think maybe somebody might rearrange my intelligence when they call in.
Yeah, I ain't going deep, but it's just, you have to remember. You just have to remember. Before you could say you are an African, you were somebody. You were somebody. Think about it. Think about it. All right?
No problem.
Good.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Good afternoon. Caller?
Good afternoon, Brother Matthew.
Hi, good afternoon to you.
I have two questions. Maybe you can help me with this, please.
Uh-huh.
I need to know, is everybody in Trinidad an African? And I need to know Christian God. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Hi, good afternoon.
David, you asked Ivan a question. Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. Let me
You
see if
asked
you had the
Ivan
answer. Let me see if you had the
before
answer.
Before he was a what?
African.
Where you was before? A Trinidadian? A Trinidadian?
No. No, you're wrong still.
Before you was an African. Where you?
Before you call an African, before you say I'm an African, who are you?
A human being?
No. You see? You don't know.
I don't know.
All right, you go find out just now. You'll find out just now, right? You see? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes,
before
sir.
he knew that he was an African, he was an African.
No.
What was he? Before he knew he was an African, he was an African?
No.
It's just that
Well, he may have been one, but who were you before you could say, all right, hey, who am I? I'm an African. No. Who were you before that?
well, I would really like to hear your answer.
I will give you it after
I'm
this.
listening.
After this caller,
All
I'll
right.
tell you. I will call you. I'll tell you
All
after
right.
this caller. Yes. Good afternoon.
Happy African emancipation to you, my dear boy.
And to you too.
You ask a question.
Let me see if you have the answer. A clapping, eh?
You have to go on the continent to ask now the African man. Before he was known that he was an African, who he was.
Who he was?
He was a man.
No. I still say no. I mean, when I give my interpretation, my answer, I might get cussed. But before you saying, before I could say, hey, Miss Pearl, who are you? Now you go tell me I'm an African. Before you could have told me an African, who you would have identified yourself as?
A person?
No.
A human being?
No.
An entity?
No.
A spirit?
No. All that will come as one.
A nobody?
No, you're still wrong.
Well, I ain't know where you're carrying me with this. But I know that when somebody identifies themselves as a person of a particular race, it's because they see themselves as the person from that country or from that continent.
Well.
And I understand. I was listening to one of the guys, and he said you're going to get blows because there was no Christianity in Africa, which is true. But I will go a step further. Every continent on the face of the earth have its own kind of people with their own stamp.
And their own belief.
So when we say that you are a racist, it means that the Creator put everybody in their own place, so then the Creator is the first racist. Are you listening to me?
Yeah. I never thought of it in that way.
All right. Because he gave each person their own identity in their own part of the space that we call the earth.
Okay.
Is man dominance over other people for what they have? The jealousy and the dominance that caused the whole thing to be as it is today. But everybody was created in their own space, and some people are not satisfied with the way that they are. So Africa, you could never be anything else but a black African man in a part of the universe that belongs to you. So the Asians, so the Eurasians, so everybody had their space.
Yeah.
It's conquerors and jealousy that caused the whole thing to turn upside down. Africans never went into other people's country and demolished them and have them miserable as how Asia and Europe in Africa having the people miserable. It's their part of the space that God has created them.
Right, yes.
So you can't vex with them because he make them black, he make their hair curly, he put them in a space by themselves to be happy. Why have you left where you were to go in the people's space to make them unhappy and to say you don't like them? They never went in your space to make you unhappy. And unless man come to the understanding that he vexed with the Creator, he ain't vexed with the black man so much, you know.
Yeah.
He vexed with the Creator. Good afternoon, David.
Thank you very much. All right. Let me take this call here quickly. Hi, good afternoon.
David, good afternoon. How you doing?
Easy, man. Let me see if you have the answer for me quick.
Well, okay, I will call back again, but the thing is that I know the first thing was of Africa before the Europeans changed it to Africa. It was Akubaland, right? But we were all descendants of Africans. Understand? So whatever it is you coming up with, you got to show me where it's written.
No, well...
I don't hear you still on just your interpretation. I don't give me that. Show me, Isaac and Amani have to tell me where to go look, and I'm not lazy. I'll go pick it up and find it.
All right.
Because I into that. So
All
I'll call you back after the news.
All right, good. Well, all I could say, you are being called an African now. You're calling it up. I say, hey, who are you? I'm an African. How long you know you're an African? You didn't know it all the time? You know what you used to call yourself? You know what you used to call yourself? But you don't want to call yourself that again. What do you used to call yourself? You never used to call yourself an African. What do you used to call yourself? A Negro. A Negro. That is who you know yourself to be. When you were born knowing yourself to be a Negro, not an African. You were born a Negro, not an African. But suddenly now you are no longer a Negro, you are an African. I'll go into the news.
WACK 90.1 FM. This is News Pulse 9:01 to 2 p.m., bringing you the latest in news, sports, culture, and more in just 60 seconds. In the headlines.
Good afternoon, I'm Kerwin Boney and welcome to Wack 901 FM News Pulse update to 2 p.m. The Ministry of Rural Development and Local Government has launched an island-wide mosquito control program. A 39-year-old police officer from Diego Martin was shot in Barataria during a robbery attempt last night. Minister of Works and Transport Rohan Sinanan promises more solar energy projects are underway after Acting Prime Minister Stuart Young officially launched a Euro $1.5 billion solar park at the Piarco International Airport yesterday. Regionally, Grenadian Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell said on Tuesday that early estimates suggest that losses from deadly Hurricane Beryl, which hit the Caribbean earlier this month, likely total as much as a third of economic output. Internationally, Iran vows to avenge the killing of Hamas political leader Ismail Haniyeh, who died in an overnight airstrike in Tehran. And that's a look at Wack 91 FM News Pulse update 2 p.m. Join us at 4 p.m. for details of those stories and more in our major newscast on Wack 90.1 FM.
Panasonic Steel Orchestra and the 2024 Steel Band Music Program graduates present A Love Team, A Matter of the Heart, on Saturday, August 17th from 7 p.m. at the Napriwa Bowl, San Fernando. Come out and enjoy performances by Marklon Byron, Nicholas Lucas, Patrice Richardson, Joshua Hines, and the 2024 Panorama Champs from Holy Faith Convent Pinal, together with the Panasonic Connection Steel Orchestra. Tickets are $225 at the Naparima Bowl box office, Ateliers by the Park, and from the band members, Altia at 380-9784 and Wade 730-7075. Don't miss the Loves Team, A Matter of the Heart, on August 17th at 7 p.m. See you there. Get ready for the ultimate Labor Day line with Wack 90.1 FM. It's Day One. Day One. Join us Sunday, September 5th from 4 p.m. till 12 midnight at 1270 E 98th Street, Brooklyn, New York. It's going to be an electrifying night featuring the legendary Ricky Jai, the dynamic Anselm Douglas, and the vibrant Posa, joined by the energetic Kenji of Universal Young Gun. Don't miss the Dotish Hour with Kenny and Desmond. They are bringing the vibes like never before. Tickets are $40 at the door, you pay more. They're selling fast. For tickets, call Dancer Boy at 917-753-3123, Bachu at 347-245-6339, Cheryl at 347-232-9596, and the Wack office in Trinidad at 868-652-9774. Day One, Labor Day line. It's Day One. Day One, Sunday, September 5th. Who's been here since Day One?
Attention, steel pan lovers. Get ready for a night of musical excellence. The Trinidad and Tobago National Steel Pan Music Festival 2024, it's here. And it's time for the Pan Trinbago South Central Region Preliminary. Join us on Wednesday, August 7th from 6 p.m. at the Naparima Bowl Auditorium, Paradise Pasture, San Fernando, for an unforgettable evening of adjudication for ensembles and orchestras. Witness the stunning performances from talented ensembles like Golden Hands, Cadenza, Londonville Claytones, and that's not all. Enjoy the incredible sounds of orchestras like TNTech Tropical Angel Harps, Pan Elders, and NGC Cuba Joylanders. Get your tickets at the South Central office located at 9B Dennis Sprangalang Hall Street, San Fernando, or grab them at the venue on the day of the event. Admission is only $50. For more information, call 227-6650. Don't miss out on the Trinidad and Tobago National Steel Pan Music Festival 2024, where steel pan truly is more beautiful.
Hey folks, ever thought of getting the word out about your business without burning a hole in your wallet? Well, here's your chance. Just for you, during the months of July and August, take advantage of our morning and evening advertising slots. It's prime time and your potential customers are all ears. That's right. Whether you're driving to work or heading home, your ad will be right there with them, spreading the word and building your brand. And the best part, it's super cost effective. Reach thousands of listeners without stretching your budget. It's a no-brainer. It's affordable, effective, and just what your business needs to boost its profile. Make the smart move. WIT Wack 90.1 FM July-August ad sale. WIT unbeatable rates. Hurry up, give us a call today. Don't miss out. Wack 90.1 FM July-August ad sale. We're your partners in prime time advertising. Contact us now at 868-652-9774 or email wack901fm@gmail.com.
All right, 15 minutes after 3. Let me see if a Negro calling me here. Good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon, David.
Yes,
again.
Yes, my brother.
I hope you got an answer to that question because I mean, of course, I'm on a delay and I've been on hold.
Well, I didn't get an answer, but I make mention. But what's your answer?
Well, I mean, before we know he was African, especially as from people from Trinidad you're talking about, I think for sure we know.
Ronald, I didn't get you.
For sure we know we were black.
We were black.
Yes, for sure.
Right, but when you grow up, when you were growing up, you were growing up knowing yourself as what? As one African?
Yeah, I think so.
No.
Black man, a black person.
No.
Yes, of course. Yeah. It depends on, you can't say no across the board, David. Everybody has some experiences.
You were a Negro?
Rasta. I grew up around Rasta. Rasta was conscious. Rasta was telling us to eat clean 60 years ago. So you can't say no, because some people have different,
So were you ever a Negro?
Well, that's where you want to go.
But that's who you were?
Well, no, that's what I was called. That's not who I were.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah. No, that's what I was called. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You were a Negro?
And then, well, that's what you were called. That's what you were called.
And then when you got wise now, you got older and thing, then you became an African. But you are Negro?
Well, it's not when you get older. You see, I think you're saying it wrong. It's not when you get older you became. It's what was placed on you. No. It's what was placed on you. We had a unique experience, and we weren't self-determined. It's what was told and given and beaten into us. So it's not as we get older. Now as we get older, we're making different evolution. We're seeing different things. But back in them time you're talking about is not because black folks in the world didn't choose to call themselves Negro or Negroid or the N-word or the other N-word or that. That was given.
Well, I don't know. I grew up knowing myself to be a Negro.
I understand that, but what I'm trying to get to you is that it's not by your choosing. That's what I'm trying to get to you.
Okay.
Well, maybe not you, but your parents. It's not by their choosing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? I don't think. But anyway, here's what I want to... Give me 1 second to say this.
Mm-hmm.
I have the ability, and as part of what I do, I have to have access. And I'm looking at a loan that was done this month for a lady who turned 100 years old in July. This month. 100 years. So I call on the government of Trinidad and Tobago to change the rules, the banking rules, to allow African people to access capital, it doesn't matter what age they are, if they can get approved to build wealth. That's what I'm saying.
All right, we'll deal with that at another time.
Bless up.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Good afternoon. Are you a Negro?
No, David. But I give you 100% right. You're well right. Because if you go back, like in the 50s, 60s, when Martin Luther King was doing his speeches and so, you never hear the word African. You always hear he say the Negroes.
Yeah.
So you're right. You're very right.
Yes.
Those days they used to refer as people as Negroes. Because people wasn't as enlightened as now.
As now, right?
But what you say, when you ask the question, what you was before, you was African. You're correct, 100%.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Boy.
Yeah. Before everybody know you to be an African, everybody know you as a Negro. You know yourself to be a Negro. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, David. Me again. Listen,
yes.
I really have to say I really do agree with you because I have suffered that from small. And I grew up in the 70s, and I grew up in the 60s and 70s. I left Trinidad in 1980. And back then, even everywhere, every area of society, you would hear Negro, even in the James Bond movies, even in the calypsos, in some of the songs. You remember that? I don't know how old you are, but they used to have a show in Trinidad called Black and White, and the white people paint themselves faces white. And showing their lips, and they're calling us Negroes. So we grew up in that until we start to get the truth start coming out. When it happened for me is when Bob Marley and Duke and they came out with these songs, especially Duke. Bob Marley came and talked about was it free up your mind or whatever it is, emancipate your mind from mental slavery. Until I came here, and then one time in 1980, when I first came, I got my first job when I was in school, in flight school, and would you believe, I made a mistaken call a black American. I said, we were talking, I was asking him a question, I said, the Negro guy was there, he said, well, what rock did you come up from? You know what I'm saying? And you're so true. But the thing is, what I really want to get at, when two people had called and said that there was no African Christians, there's no Christianity in Africa. Well, you're right, but then check the Bible. There was no Christians in the Old Testament. None. And the Europeans now come and talk about the stealing Christ. Christ wasn't even a European. Go back, I'm deep into it right now, and the first Christian, the first church is in Addis Ababa in Ethiopia. Go, let me tell you something. This guy called Trevor Noah, a comedian, said it best to the British white folks over in a show he gave. He said the best antidote for ignorance is traveling. People need to travel. Dance boy, I know how kind of things go. I don't go in it because I just jump on a plane and I go Africa anytime. I ain't worried about that. If I wasn't going to Africa like how I can go, I would have joined them. But I advise everybody, go with them. Go see. Forget Europe. David, I don't even care about Europe. I don't care about Asia. If you go Africa, then when you land there, you're going to see, well, look how much lies these people have been telling us about Africa. But you're very correct. It was Negro. And I remember that very vividly.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
So you're very correct. Don't make anybody fool you.
Right.
But then we start decolonizing our minds because social media has been invented now. Now we can search and do more research and find out. We can travel more. More airplanes are being built and more airlines are here. So we can travel anywhere. Anywhere we want and find things out. But you're very correct.
Yes,
and for the guy in Tobago, yes, you're correct that there was no Christianity was in Africa, but there was no Christianity in the Old Testament. And everything started in Africa, not Europe. And they tell you about Greek and all that was stolen. They had in the 15th century. That's why they painted this man white. This evil man they wanted to put about Jesus, and Jesus was a black man. Trevor Noah said again, they don't want to make a black James Bond. And they talk about James Bond was white man. But people don't even know the movie James Bond. Check it out. Don't even take my word. The movie James Bond was created in Jamaica. Ian Fleming has a house in Jamaica. That's where he came out with the first James Bond. That's where he wrote most of them. If you look at it, you'll see the very one of the first James Bond was the gambling thing. I can't think of the name of it, but it's right in Jamaica. It started. The theme song for James Bond, ding, 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 ding. That was created in Trinidad, in Chaguanas. You know the guitar the Indian people play, the Indian musicians? It's like a guitar, but it's wrong. I can't think of the name now. Yeah. But it's that guy down there in Trinidad came up with that tune. Just like a lot of things came out of Trinidad, people don't even know. Even the song from Bill Withers, There's the Two of Us. That's some Trinidad and Tobago is representing. You understand? Right. So the thing is, I go all the way to say this, and Trevor Noah said it. You don't want a black James Bond, but all these centuries, we walk around the world believing a white man pretending to be Jesus when Jesus was a black man. You understand? But you're so right, David. We are the Negroes back then, but everything is a curse God put on us because we wasn't keeping God's commandment.
All right, Negro.
It's
Thank
deeper
you.
than that. That's what we have to go through stuff now, David.
All right. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, sir.
No, you will find Christianity in the Old Testament because Christian came after Christ. Christian means followers of Christ. Right, good. Nice. Right. So, now, slavery did a hatchet job on us, and we are damaged. The damage passed on from our ancestors. So therefore, we were Africans from creation. When during the 400 years, we were transformed into Negro. But we are Africans from creation. Right? 400 years that they destroyed our identity and our self-esteem and our worth. We've seen the damage up to today.
we see the damage up to 2024. And unless we educate our people of what their ancestors, which was our parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, great-great-grandparents, went through by the hands of the oppressor, they will continue to spend the money and give the money to the oppressors, because the Bible says we perish because of lack of knowledge. We don't know. We don't try to know. And nobody's trying to teach us what our foreparents went through. How to tie a man with a horse in his hand and his feet and the next horse on his bottom because he was rebellious according to their standards. How to rape our husbands in front of the wives and feed the children to crocodile, and how they hunt us down with dogs to have fun. You understand? So these are the knowledge that are passed on to the young ones, and you will see a different Trinidad and Tobago. You're going to see respect for the African dog.
Yes.
You know, they try to paint us in a way like we are the only one committing crime in this country. But we have to understand the journey of the black man was different. The oppression that took place. I ain't saying the right to commit crime, but it's a story, and the story must be told. Otherwise, we will end up in the same khaki pants, keep repeating the mistake over and over again because it was not taught us. And I mean, I remember when the Prime Minister won the election the first time, he said that he's going to teach Caribbean history in the primary school. That was never done. If you teach Caribbean history, automatically African history will be part of that. So I hope that he really institute that in the school. He renamed the holiday African Emancipation Day, which was a very brave and good move. But we need to do more of that. We need to educate the young Africans, descendants in this country, what their foreparents went through.
Yes.
It was horrible. If they hear some of these stories, those children are going to shed tears. So we keep on growing, we keep on moving.
Yes.
And we have to meet Miss Pearl. Okay? God's willing. Yes. Okay. Now, having said that, my buddy from Tampa quite correctly says we were Africans, even though we didn't know it, because we were called the same colonizers who tried to destroy our history, our sense of being, called us Negroes. And that's how we were known as Negroes. Okay? Malcolm X said, if a dog makes a young one in a chicken coop, you go call it a chicken or a puppy? Is it a puppy or a chicken?
With a puppy?
It's a puppy.
Yes.
Even though so when it wasn't a stable with the horses, you would still call it, right?
Yes, what it is, yeah.
And Jesus Christ was born in a manger. We never call him a horse.
No. No, he
thank you.
A man.
Thank you,
He's
sir.
a human. He's a man.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I think we got our answer.
Yeah.
Okay, sir?
Yes, sir.
Have a blessed one.
Thank you. All right. Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, David.
Yes, sir.
Meaning, the African name is good, but name without land is nothing. You need land, like the Nagaro. There are some, this breaking down, this thing in the savannah every day, become unstable. That's why we're so unstable. We need land, right? But that's like unstable ship right now. Dr. Keith, what we have to give us land. Let me build a vision. Right?
Right. Okay, right. That's where you're coming from. Okay, instead of having this village put up every year for emancipation. All right, because other communities have their land. Hi, good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon, David. How are you?
Everything is great, sir. Are you a Negro?
Yes, I am.
Okay, great.
Yes, I am. That's what they class. Anyhow, yeah.
Yes.
But listening to the discussion, something going through my mind. And I don't know, a question. You had the Chinese who were brought and they were called indentured laborers, right?
Mm.
Same thing with the Indians were brought there, they were indentured laborers.
Mm-hmm.
Why is only people from Africa who came as slaves?
Mm-hmm.
Why the other the Chinese and the other people that weren't class of slaves?
Well, I don't know how that came about. I never thought of it.
Yeah, well, think about that and see what you could come up with, or somebody could come up with.
Yeah, I never thought of it. Mm-hmm.
There's only one place people came as slaves from Africa. That's what we were told.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody else is indentured laborers. Everybody came as indentured laborers.
Right. The Africans were slaves.
Yes.
Oh. Where? Okay, well, probably where slavery originated from? Well, good. Right. So more food for thought.
More food for thought.
Yes.
All right, sir. I'm going to listen. Thank
you. Mm-hmm. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, my brother.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if I should say my brother, but the other day when Dancer was here, I called, I said the cultural ambassador, you say you even know me. I know how to introduce myself now again, boy. But you're still my brother.
Okay. Okay.
Hey,
yes.
Dancer was here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I just heard him call back saying that he's going to be here sometime soon, whether it's the next year or so.
Yeah.
That is soon. Dancer, we go link up, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Apart from that, I endorse your contribution, Dancer, in reference to the topic as far as African is concerned. Because I have one question that I want to ask. Who was the first race in the world? And they say everything come from black. They say black could make anything, but nobody else can make nothing. A black could make white, he could make whatever color you want to make. Nobody else can make that. And why we debating? I don't know. Somebody had to call in and confirm what I'm saying. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't say that the African and the black people was the first race, the original race. So what are we debating? I don't know. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Because you ever hear about a white woman make a black child? Or some kind of thing like that? But you would hear about a black make a white, a black make this, a black make yellow. You make all different colors.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And another thing too. Another caller calling early on, several of them calling and say, they used to call us Negro. Okay, they called us Negro because at the time we didn't have the knowledge. And that is how races prosper and go from strength to strength. Because if we don't have the knowledge, we would be just, limited. That's it. Mm-hmm. So they call us Negroes, but we were Africans. That's it. So I don't know what the debate is. We are black. We are Africans. That's it. I will rest my case. I will give somebody else a chance and I will learn some more too, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, partner.
Mm-hmm. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, David. How are you today?
Everything is great, my girl. Mm-hmm.
David, I work with some Africans in Minnesota in the post office.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't call them African.
How do you call them?
You have to call them from where they come from.
Oh.
If it's from Ghana, you have to say they're from Guyana or however they say.
Ghanaian.
Sierra Leonese or South Africans. But you can't watch a man and tell them there's African.
Oh.
And then another thing, one of them told me is that they don't celebrate the emancipation because they don't want to be reminded of what they went through.
Okay.
So they don't celebrate it because I was telling them that we do it in Trinidad.
Yeah.
And they said no, they don't do it because they don't want to be reminded of that kind of thing they went through,
Yeah. Oh. Okay. Because I think Trinidad is one of the first countries in the world to celebrate Emancipation Day. Yeah.
And African Emancipation Day. Watch it.
Yes, African. I forget. I forget.
But David, I have everything except Asian, Chinese in me. You can't even say Chinese up there, you know, you have to say Asian.
Oh, right.
Because it have different, it have Japanese, Vietnamese, so you can't even go up there and say Chinese either.
Right. Oh. So you have to identify them.
With who, and then how you know who is who? So you, as far in your mind, you go say the Chinese man.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're talking to them, you don't even mention nothing but Chinese or because you don't know if it's Japanese, if it's Vietnamese, if they're from Indonesia, you don't know.
Yeah. Oh. Right.
And then I meet up with some Chinese that talking perfect Hindi.
Okay.
They are Nepalese. So I watching this man talking Hindi, and I can't tell him he's a Chinese man because he's a Chinese guy
Yeah.
talking Hindi from Nepal.
Oh.
You know, so
right.
I like people to travel out and know stuff, you know.
Yes,
I mean,
experience.
reading is good too, eh?
Mm-hmm.
But you see, meeting and talking to people and knowing stuff, and I like to ask questions, yeah?
Yeah.
I ask questions.
Right.
Because one thing I get to realize with the language is that Americans don't pronounce the vowel. We pronounce every vowel, but they don't. They make the word one word and done with it, you know, they're done with it. And they think the American language is the best.
Right.
You know, but we mention, we pronounce all our vowels. That's why we, you know, that kind of thing.
Different. So
that's why we sound different.
So when you were growing up, when you were growing up and thing, you know, a teenager and that sort of thing, how you were called? You were called a Negro or an African?
None.
Oh.
David, I tell you, I'm mixed with everything except...
Yeah. Well, probably I might call you a Douglas then.
A red man.
Okay, a red man. All right. Oh. Good. All right.
So you know I appear a lot more lighter.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
Good.
hello.
Right. Right.
So I to me, I'm black. Done with that. I'm black.
Good.
So I am nothing wearing that saying black and all them kind of thing. I done black already. What advertising?
Right. You were born in Trinidad.
You know,
you're black.
I'm a Trinidadian.
You're
I'm from
black.
Trinidad. Yes.
Right.
Yeah, I'm a black.
Good.
Done the story. What I explaining, David?
Party done. Good.
David, have a good day and stay safe with your black self.
All right. Okay, thanks.
Sweet mouth, David.
Yes, good. Hello, good afternoon. Caller? All right, we lose you there. Let's see if I can catch this one. Good
David.
afternoon. Yeah.
Yes, sir. You know, I had to call back. It's sad what that lady was just saying there. It's really sad. This is the problem that the group that we're trying with, a bunch of us, about over 2,000 of us all around the United States and in different parts of the Caribbean, all down in Barbados and in Trinidad and in Africa, trying to educate our people. When she could call in the radio and talk, but some people don't want to be reminded of our past. No, that is ignorant and stupid. Because when King Lear put, now we know the truth. This is what Bob Marley they were talking about. We have to decolonize our mind. We must remember every year what we went through.
How could that be ignorant and stupid?
If people... That is why you don't want to remember what you've been through, what people, another race put you through. Let me tell you something. Ask anybody who lives in America, the Jews celebrate certain things. The Irish celebrate a day called St. Patrick's Day to remember. They have Independence Day here. We have to decolonize our minds and don't be afraid. Sometimes we grow up and we get in our comfort zones. And this is a problem we have with a lot of black women especially. The other day we were trying to support a woman, supporting blacks by educating them. They're still supporting these Koreans and them who selling a lot of faults here. And when a black sister go into this store, they're closing the door and some of them following the woman all over the place. And they weren't supporting their business, you know. Do not support these people saying, wake up people, decolonize your mind. You're afraid to say, you see, when we grow up, and I remember like you said it right, the word Negro. And then when they say you're black, they're afraid to say black because some of the Calvinists said it. They say everything was, who just talk this? You're saying a Calypso, when you're saying it, I'm Italian, I'm half Chinese, they never say I'm half African or full African. Because we have been made to believe that everything African is bad. And when you go to Africa, you see all them Europeans down there trying to get out as much as they want. Right now, there's over 2 million, they said, over 2 million Europeans in South Africa illegally. Because the white businesses are importing them, not even getting them legal status, and have them working undercover. And the Africans now are suffering. And I surprised also our African vote down there last month. But the thing is, we need to wake up and we need to remember, because every other race remember what their hardship have been through, all in Germany. You know what Ethiopia celebrated last month? Early this month, Ethiopia celebrated a victory day because they are the only country on the continent has never been colonized, because they stood up and fought back the Italians and win, and they won. So they never got decolonized. So that's why they have their own language, everything. They don't know anything about independence. You understand? So that's it's an ignorant thing to say. We don't celebrate that because they're afraid of what other people think of them, what white people think. We have a place in the sun too. We have a place, and a lot of black women is the hardest people to convince because they're in the comfort zone and that's all they think about. But King Leopold, and I finish this part, King Leopold, when he was sending letters, I can send it to you. So his people, the white people he sent down there in Africa, to start to do all kind of wrong things. He said, attack the children first by their brains. Make them believe everything is white is right and black is wrong. And if it have things online where when you bring things to the master down there, the chopping off your children's hands, it's all online. How can we forget them kind of thing there? The Jews don't forget what Hitler did to them. So why should we? And them is not even the true Jews. We're the true Jews. Do not be ashamed of yourself and your history. Our ancestors, too many people died for that. How can you just, because white people tell me, white people are the most evilest people on the earth. Look back in history. Don't take my word. Just look in history and see what they've done to us. That's right, David. That's why we will believe, and I'm one of them. I was led to believe that I was a Negro. And David, that's a very, very valid point you've made. If I haven't heard anything you said today or anybody else, I heard that one day. I thought I was a Negro. You're so right about that, David. Very good.
Thank you. Speak out.
Good afternoon, David.
Hi, good afternoon to you.
Yeah, a while ago you asked who decided to call African peoples who decided to enslave African people. The other people came and they were not enslaved. So that we had people who determined that black people were not really human beings by virtue of their color. By virtue of our color, we were more considered animals than humans. And these people determined that we should be treated in an inhumane manner as animals, because if we go through the string of treatment meted out to black people, I think some people, I don't know now, it could cause people to it will arouse some emotions that I don't think we would be able to contain. Right? Black people were treated like animals. And the name Negro was meant to be a derogatory term, a derogatory name, because it means black. And black, as far as they were concerned, is not fit to be ranked among humans. Okay? So, the history of that, if really told, could arouse some feelings of strong resentment that could play out in different ways. Okay? And while the Prime Minister suggested that we should get into the history of our people in a deeper way, that is still left. He would make that suggestion, but that is left up to the makers and shakers of the curriculum. People are responsible for doing such, you know? And you know how everything in this place happens at snail's pace. So, I mean, while he may have his intent and his make his pronouncements, we still have to wait on people that's responsible for it
Right.
to
Yeah,
put it into.
local history is something that we need more of.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, it was one of the reasons that gave rise, the study of the people from the University of the West Indies, that gave rise to that same Black Power movement in 1970. People studying history and getting deep into the history of our people.
Right.
So, we need to know.
Definitely.
But the term Negro is nothing to embrace and is nothing to scoff at and make joke and fun of, because it was meant to put us in a bracket that we were not considered to be real human beings.
Oh, so it's not something to be joined.
It's nothing I would fun over at all. I would never fun over it, and I would never try to justify the idea of black people being called Negro 1. African people being called Negro, in fact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Negro. Thank you.
All right, Negro.
All right. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, David.
Hey.
David, like you done talk to me already?
Not yet.
Okay, what I was saying is, that was my thing that said that I'm not celebrating emancipation. You know, that was an African guy from Africa who said that they don't celebrate emancipation because of what they went through. They don't want to remember that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So he bought him out stupid and stupid. I go watch a man who telling me thing about the country and I go tell him this stupid. How you go do that? So you go watch a big man and tell him he's stupid.
Right.
He said that's his opinion and that's what they don't do and what they do. So hello, who is me to come and change the thing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, David, don't get wet in here. Only raining like that.
I'll be dry.
I hope so. Don't get too wet anyway.
All right. Thank you, Miguel.
See you again.
All right, on. Good afternoon.
David, them ladies right. How you want to remember they train 1,000 people overboard? African don't want to remember that. That they have to listen to what you tell them. Do argue with you and say this and that. I come in front of this and hand them plug out the rum and take it, you know. All of them in jacket and tie and so on, you know. See, know what she's saying? Why you have to tell you all of that? If the African tells you that.
Right. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Yeah, David, I'm glad they called back because this is what they're wrong. When I go to Africa and there are many of us living there, we try to tell them, and these are people who are trying to suppress the past. And a lot of leaders now, like in Burkina Faso and Mali and Niger, they're waking them Africans up to wake up. People, our ancestors died, and as he just said over the boat, how we can't remember that. We must remember those people. So we're trying to say they died in vain? Lady, I didn't mean anything against you. You said somebody in Africa. I go to Africa all the time. I'm back there next month. And I tell the people in Ethiopia, all this stop fighting against each other. That's what the Europeans are trying to do. They believe in tribes. That's what they believe in. My wife is Ethiopian. She lives there. That's why I'm always over there. And I sat down and I tell them, all you have to stop because the problem, the system they're using, divide it and divide us, kill us, and take everything we have. That's what they're doing. So those Africans who are saying that in Africa, it's not all of them. I go there. So whoever he is, he's lying. And they're very conscious, a lot of conscious Africans in Africa. I have them friends here. And when I'm in Africa, I have plenty of them there. But that one person doesn't speak for everybody. And the gentleman who talked about they don't remember that, you must remember that. Because no other race is forgetting what the audience, their people went through. Wake up, people. They colonize your mind and your ancestors didn't die for anything. Because of them and what they go through, plenty of us are in the Western Hemisphere. David, you know what I say to Africans now? When I meet them in America?
What?
I go shake their hand in the airport or wherever I meet them. Come all over the place. A place like I don't live no place.
Okay.
And when I meet them, I gotta shake their hand. And I realize since I've been to Africa, I dance about in their mind line. When I meet the Africans, and since I've been to Africa, I say to them, since I've been to Africa, I realize that we in the Western world are the lost one. And that guy is speaking like a lost person. The guy, the gentleman who that lady spoke to, he's a lost fellow. He needs to wake up. Study history and see what they did to us. All this nonsense about Christopher Columbus, we celebrate that here in America. Christopher Columbus never even set a foot on American soil. But we celebrate Columbus Day. That is the privilege of the white man. He never said thing here and he come east and we celebrating his day. You imagine that, David? I'd rather celebrate David Day, David Matthews Day.
Sound like
I
a plan.
enjoy that.
It sounds like a plan. All right?
All right, my brother.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, David.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
I'm disappointed.
Uh-huh.
I'm disappointed because I hear some people calling in and kind of denigrating our history. And people kind of belittling the situation, you know. I want to commend this last caller here, there's Pilotron.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know, because I for one, I am very concerned about the fact that you have so many of us who are not conscious of who we are, our history or anything, and tend to dismiss it as nothing, you know. We are a bit lost, you know.
Yeah.
And sometimes we have to work on each other, and we have to do it with patience. I was listening to the discussion, and it reminded me of a day I was listening to this station an evening, and one of the presenters was talking about Negro people and things. And I was really disappointed because I know the person personally, yeah? And it was offensive to me because I said, look how after all these years and generational upliftment, you still have people in the society who do see the value of calling themselves who they actually are and that kind of thing, African. They don't see the value of African names, you know. And we tend to accept all that was thrown at us. And sometimes when you look at that, names like Willie Lynch come to your mind. Instances like the Black Bible, you know, come to your mind. And you recognize that in truth and in fact, one of the aspects of slavery was to make a good slave, you know. When you make a good slave, you don't have to look back at him much, you know, because he himself accepts that he's a slave. And he will argue on behalf of you, the slave master, for the position that he put you in then. Because somehow you can't see the fact, you know. So somebody like, I was listening to somebody saying that Africans do celebrate certain things. There are African people on the continent who minds enslaving. There are millions of people who following Christianity blindly. And nobody is saying following Christianity can be something that can uplift you in some way. You know? But talking about blindly just following something. Because the process still continuing. It's really something that was deeply analyzed. And the effects are real serious. All them brothers you see killing one another in Eastport of Spain, if they conscious of their heritage, that's less likely to happen. You know?
Yeah.
If you look at the society and you look at people who kind of Afro-conscious, I'm talking about Troopy, the Cambons and them, they don't be involved in crime and things. You know? People might criticize them and say, oh, they know about business or so and so. But fundamentally, the principles in life, guided by certain honesty, you know? And we tend to kind of belittle that. And we just blindly following, you know, a lot of things, you know. A lot of these celebrations we have, this holiday and that holiday and this and that, sometimes we will embrace those things more than emancipation.
Why?
You know? But back to where I started. I call this the particular program to tell the gentleman, well, look, I was kind of offended by his continuous use of Negro. And he kind of scolded me to some extent and just kind of dismissed that. And that's somebody I know personally, but he didn't know who it was calling him that, you know. But I just left it there. But it might seem like a little thing, but it meant so much to me because I was saying, hey, this is somebody in a position of influence with the right kind of attitude and information could be uplifting black people on the program.
Hold on.
And people.
Yeah, I've a call here on again quickly here. They're on the line for a while. All right, thanks for your contribution. All right. Good afternoon to you.
Hey, David, a very passionate program, and of course, the passion flows, so I'm back in again. Usually I don't. But I heard one, I only came back in to answer one of your callers, had a question. I hope somebody answered. The person asked a question. The Chinese came as indentured, and the East Indians came as indentured, and the Africans, why they say the Africans came as slaves. Did somebody answer his question?
No.
Okay, so I hope he wasn't being facetious and he's just ignorant about the answer, because the difference is indentureship is an agreement. So, for example, you say, okay, you come here, you do this for 30 years, and then you get this money, or you get this, or you get this land, or something like that. Slavery has two components. One is just slavery, where you may have your freedom or something after that. But what we had was chattel slavery. What was given to us or was dealt to us was chattel slavery, meaning we were like a wheelbarrow or a cow or land. Yeah? We had no rights, no say, no life. We were just void. Yeah? So the difference is that we had no rights to anything. So, for example, our East Indian brothers were indentured. So at the end of their term, the deal was kept. They got land. Yeah, some of them got land. And maybe that's part of the reason why they have land and they're into agriculture and they're doing better, because land is the key to wealth. Yeah? So I hope that kind of gives you a heads up and do some research and get the difference. There's a huge difference between chattel slavery and indentureship, and we didn't choose it. Yeah?
Right.
Bless up.
Thank you very much. All right, people, I'm out of time for today. Enjoy your holiday tomorrow, African Emancipation Day. Make the best of it. And stay safe, alright? How you intend to celebrate? Celebrate in fine style, alright? So until you stay safe, and when I talk to you again, I want to know what you did on that day. If you eat a special food, if you wear special clothing, if you spoke a special language, anyhow. Have fun, people.
Radio 90.1 FM and Wack.tv, your home for unforgettable jazz moments. Look out for more details on our programming